But
What would I do without this technical
anyway, y'all.
Yes. Welcome back to
Can't.
Me and My Kids, the podcast where we say the things moms are thinking
Every day, all day.
every day, all day.
That's what they thinking. Every day, all day.
You think so?
I think so.
Oh,
We
okay.
say the things that they think about every day, all day, but just don't say.
Okay. Well, I'm Karen, y'all.
And I'm Leela. And today we're going to be talking about what?
The fact that we live. And this is our
Woo!
last episode of the season.
Yes, it
So if
is.
this is your first time meeting us, it's the first time you've heard about us, please go check out our previous episodes. This is season 2, and
Mm-hmm.
this is the last episode of the season. We'll be taking a break, grabbing up some more content, and coming back stronger than ever.
As usual, we come back with the glow up.
I know we do.
Glow up.
Like,
So,
what? I wonder what they're gonna say we need to get rid of now.
girl, listen. In any event, you can find our episodes on YouTube. Of course, if you prefer listening, you can listen to us on Apple, Spotify, all those lovely places as well. And today we're talking about the mental load that we carry because as mothers, it doesn't stop at 18 at all. Like,
They
never.
lied to us.
Well, they always like, I don't know, do you read parenting books? Like in the parenting books, did they ever say that it stopped at 18? Or do we just assume because society has deemed 18 as adulthood that that's where it stops?
First of all, no, I've never read a parenting book. Let's start there.
Okay.
What kind of parenting book were you reading?
You know the ones
Like
they
the
give
parent
you.
magazines, or
No, they have books for like preparing to be a parent when you're a kid, and they take you through all the stages. When your kid's growing up, they say they're gonna start walking at this age and using the bathroom at that age,
oh
and what to expect. It's called What to Expect When Expecting. You never read that book?
no,
Oh, okay. All
no.
right.
And
Well,
so in there they tell you that parenting
they
stops
don't
at
give you an age. I just said they don't give you an age. They just tell you about all the other components. So, like, we just assume because society says that your kid is grown at 18 that that's when parenting stops.
I wonder who came up with that idea the
That's
first
I
time.
don't know. Remember we talked about it before. We said at 18 you're supposed to be an adult, and but you can't buy liquor. You could barely buy cigarettes.
That is true.
Like they and you still on my insurance.
That is true.
So it's like, what do they get to do at age 18 that makes them adults?
What age can they buy drugs?
Well, they could buy drugs at 8. So,
But that's very interesting to figure out. Like, who told us that at 18 that parenting ended, and who even told us that 18 was
like,
the age of parenting?
what makes that the mature age for anybody? Like, who said that 18 was the mature age to be an adult and be able to make your own informed decisions? Because in reality, your frontal lobe is not fully formed until like you're in your 20s. So there's no like I'm not even fully formed yet in my brain capacity to be an adult, but you want me to start making adult decisions, and you want to start cutting out my parent because like when I go to college, they be like, when your kids go to college and the parent call, then they're like, oh no, I need to talk to Billy Bob. I'm like, Billy Bob don't pay the bills. Billy Bob don't know what I'm talking about.
I bet you it was a man who came up with that idea that being 18 at 18 you're an adult.
You're probably right.
I bet you a man did it. It
Probably
was
right.
probably his son, and he was like, "Oh, you're 18 now. You're a man," and it just
Yeah.
went through in society because you're right. At 18, you can't really do anything.
You
You're
can't.
just 18.
Yeah.
I seen this TikTok the other day though where this guy had just turned 21 and he went to go buy him some liquor. Amazing enough, Destiny did the same thing too. Couldn't wait to be 21 so she could go and buy
Buy
her
some liquor.
some liquor, and they didn't even ID her, and she was upset.
I know because she wanted to like show that ID. She wanted to like whip it out like bam.
Yeah, so and it's when they turn 21 that they're excited about that. It's not when they're 18 because the only thing you do at 18 is graduate from high school. So what about that makes you an adult?
I mean, who picked that as the graduation year? Let's talk about that. Actually, we going way off topic, y'all. Karen got us talking about all kinds of crazy stuff. We're supposed to be talking about the mental load of motherhood, and we talking about are these kids grown or not. So
Yeah, that's a part of being the mental load of motherhood.
I
Like
guess so.
you think they grown and they and they're not, and it just is even it's just more impactful. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's more of everything. That's all I know. It's more of everything. It's more emotional, it's more financial help, it's more of everything. Like it doesn't stop. Like you think your teenage years are like the worst years as a like you'd be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm dealing with this toddler, this teenager." No, it is when you're dealing with adult children. So,
Yeah, that's because they think they know everything and they want to have these conversations with you like they know what they talking about or they experience life. What life you experienced at 18 or 21? And as I'm finding with my oldest being 30 and 30 whatever, they I don't know, 30 something. They still it's
what kind
just
of
like,
mother don't know her kids' ages, y'all?
girl, I barely know their names. There's too many of them. I don't even be knowing their names. I'll be like, Christina, okay, I'll be calling them everybody. I'll be listen. But you know what? This season has been very interesting. I think this has been a season where our emotional state and our mental state has definitely been challenged. And I don't know
Yeah.
if that's because we do this a podcast called These Can't Be My Kids that we were actually challenged this
This season.
yeah, we were
Yeah.
triggered,
It was a lot
tired,
going on. That's why let's say the name of our season was Triggered, Tired, and Trying Anyway.
and
And I'm
trying
telling you,
anyway.
we continue. We pushed through for this season, but it was definitely a hard season. Lots of things came up. We shared a lot, Karen's heart issues and the red flags and tattoos and just, heroes or wannabe, all kinds of things that, we talked about with these kids that really had us staying up at night and, all the emotional turmoil that we have to deal with.
I was talking to Nazir, and Nazir's 25, and he had this whole vision about when he turned 25, what was going to happen. For some odd, crazy reason, he wanted to have a kid at 25, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't get it
I
either.
mean, whatever.
But to each
Okay.
his own. But I was talking to him today because he's really been. This is the first time he has his own apartment, and he has been challenged with everything that comes with having an apartment, paying the rent, paying the bills. Because I told everybody the last time when me and him was talking about paying bills, he was like, "You got to pay rent every month."
Every month,
Every
sir.
single month.
Every month.
Yes. And so we're having this conversation and he is really struggling. And I'm like, dude, you're 25 years old. You've seen me pay rent and mortgages and it is not clicking for you.
No, because they really weren't paying attention.
And then I even broke it down even smaller for him. I said, Nazir, it's $27 a day. $27 a day. That is, if you do $27 a day for 30 days, you will have your rent.
Stop click clacking.
Yes,
She always click clacking, y'all.
that's
Drive me crazy.
my emotional distress when I be thinking about these kids. But yeah, so it's just like at 25, you're not even the basics of taking care of your home.
They don't know. They frontal lobe just fully formed.
His might be a little slow.
Oh my gosh.
But no, I get it. So you're right. But you know what? It becomes a mental load for me because then I have to spend my time going through this again with him and having this conversation with him and just going through these steps with him, and it's just like, oh my God. And he's calling, Mom, how do I pay the electric bill? Mom, the electric bill is not included?
Yeah.
And it's
I mean,
just
for
like,
you, it's totally different, right? Because it's just you. So you are
yeah.
literally like their everything, emergency contact, whatever it is that they need. It's like they call you. Me, I have somebody that I could, sometimes tag in,
That's why I
but
be triggered all the time. That's why I got heart problems right now because of these
it's
kids.
all it's all just on your shoulders. Everything. So everything that they deal with, everything that they go through when they sad, when they happy, when they break up, it's just always oh, let me call mom, no matter what time it is, no matter when it comes up. And then they wonder why you say you tired or triggered or whatever. And it's like,
Or annoyed.
or annoyed. And it's like, but y'all have, and with it being as many kids as it is, it's like, okay, so if one kid gets settled, then the next kid brings something up, and then you have to be like back and forth with each kid, so trying to balance it all and be there for everybody.
And then they do this screaming of I'm grown, I'm grown. And it's like it don't feel that way.
No.
It doesn't feel that way, especially with me being the one holding everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I'm playing all of these roles, I know we joke all the time about all the different hats that we carry. That was one of our first episodes about all the different hats that we have as mothers. The being the cab driver, the Uber driver, the financial banker, the nurse, the doctor, the lawyer. You have all of these hats, and you think at a certain age that some of those hats come off.
It don't. They don't. I mean, we got 30-year-old, 30-plus-year-olds, and we're in their hat. I mean, we're in the hat to help them, so it doesn't come off. And even with having like a husband, like, I mean, he's helpful, but they call me. They're not calling him. They're not looking for him. They're not asking him, oh, can I have? Can I do? Oh, what do you think? You know, especially when it's primarily girls. You know, having 3 girls, they definitely prefer to come to mom. So it's like,
You're the family project manager.
I'm the one who remembers the birthdays, the doctor's appointments, the emotional triggers. Which one is mad at who when I'm trying to get them all together? What day can they come over? It's like all that other stuff, and like he don't want to hear none of that. When it's like, oh, these two not talking to each other, and I'm trying to tell him why they not talking to each other and asking him to help kind of make them be friends again.
Yeah.
He don't want to hear none of that. He just want to be like, they'll figure it out. But I'm like, no, as siblings, they need to be there for each other. I want them there for each other all the time. So I'm always trying to be that peacekeeper. And of course, you know, as a man, I'm assuming as a male, he doesn't think the same way that I think as coming from motherhood, right? As mothers, we want to always protect and care for and just be there for our kids. But as fathers, they want them to be self-sufficient. So their goal is to teach them how to do it on their own, not as much as what we want to do, which is protect them and just help them and guide them. You know, it's like the nurturer gene in us that makes us do that.
So basically, he's the laborer and you are the mental part.
Yes, like, yes, he's the doer and I am the thinker, like always trying to make sure that it goes that way. So it's like I'm the CEO and he's the COO.
And
Actually, he's my assistant.
Oh, okay, yeah.
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 Poor
It's
me.
like at work. You know, I gotta train him up, do this way. And then he do it for a minute, and then it's like, do it this way. And then every situation for every kid, and it comes back. Like, let me train you one more time. Maybe you'll get it one day. But,
Yeah. And then there's the financial part of it too, right? At some point, and you know, all of them have jobs or seeking jobs or, you know, and it's just like, at what point that, you know, does being an adult mean you're responsible for all of your stuff
just
with
for
your job?
you? You mean, oh, for with their job or
Yeah.
like in life? Like, you mean, because a couple weeks ago, like I asked how many people were still paying the cell phone bill, because I am.
Oh, that's one thing I'm proud of. I ain't paying the cell phone bill.
For none of them?
No.
Oh,
Oh, my grandson, does that count?
no.
No, I don't pay no cell
Yeah.
phone bill for none of the kids. That's the one. You know, it's so crazy because when I was married, that's the one thing my ex-husband said. He said, "I'll pay all the bills except for that phone bill because you talk too much."
They do.
I guess I carried that with me because I don't pay none of their phone bills. But I guess
No, they all still on my plan.
I would probably want them on my. I should probably pay their phone bill, and you pay. They be having all the other bills they want me to pay. They come through and
Well,
they
it
be like,
don't
rent,
stop with the phone bill. It's
Rent.
just that's the one that's automatic. They don't even have to think about it.
rent, car
But
note.
like, look,
Food.
like,
And
but
not
think
even
about
sorry
it.
food, good food. They don't even want it for for McDonald's. They be like, can we get some juicy crab and some
Listen, you
Ruth
know I
Chris?
got Mr. Krabs and Ruth Chris all the time. But
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
let's talk about like the numbers, like the reality of like this across the nation. Like, because it's not just us, right? Like, we could sit here and be dramatic, and people could be like, well, that's y'all with y'all family, and it's not me. Like, other moms, other people sitting around being, saying, well, I don't do that with my kids. But when you think about it, what is it? Half of the young adults from ages 18 to 29 still live at home with their parents.
Hmm.
18 to 29.
But these days they probably should live with their parents.
I'm not saying
I
they
know,
shouldn't,
I know,
but
I
I'm just
know.
saying, so it's like when you think about half
Yeah.
of the young adults in the world right now, they live with their parents still. Like, parents are still carrying the load well past 18, well past that age. Like, it doesn't stop there.
Well, I think I saw somewhere where it says like 68% or 69% of moms say they feel overwhelmed. And it's crazy. I'm talking to Michaela today, and she said, and I
Hmm.
was overwhelmed this morning, and she was like, why are you always so overwhelmed?
Because all of y'all got problems, issues, need help, need me to call the vet, the doctor, the everything, pay for daycare for grandbabies. Like, it's like we
Yes.
doing all of this stuff, and trying to figure out how to live our
Our
lives
lives.
but still be there for them. It's like it just becomes a lot.
So you just, you said how many?
52% from ages 18 to 29 still live with their parents.
And 68% of those parents feel overwhelmed.
I mean, I would get it. I mean, I'm sure you got the single parents as well as the couples, but still, like, I know, like, even just thinking about my neighbors, one of them, I was talking to my neighbor across the street, and she was like, oh, so all of us have unemployed kids at home right now? I was like, actually, yes, we all do. So not only are they living at home, they're unemployed, and so the financial strain falls back into the parents.
So not only do you have your children living at home with you, you overwhelmed, and then
Hmm.
that financial strain, and it's just like that was a time when we used to be so excited about the empty nester time.
Girl,
Do
listen.
that even exist
No,
anymore?
no, because if you're not taking care of your kid, then you probably taking care of your parent.
Oh.
So you a caregiver no matter what way you go, one or the other.
Ah.
Yeah,
Oh, you're right.
no,
So we like in the middle.
we in the middle.
Oh, that.
I'm just hoping like they taking care of me when they get. I hope they just remember all of this and be like, okay, when the time comes and my mom is like not able to do whatever and my dad is not able to do whatever, then I'm hoping that they will start to carry the load. When we talked about taking off our capes and passing that cape along,
Yeah.
do we are we giving the cape back to the kids so that they can then start to manage that? Or is that too much? Are we giving them too much to carry when we do that? When we take the cape off and say, now it's your responsibility.
But how do we do that, right? How do we carry the load of motherhood, the load of being parents without falling apart, without breaking? Like for me, there is a heart issue. How do we how do we
Do
do
you
this?
remember a long time? You probably remember, and some people may have seen this before. Like, there's this photograph. It wasn't a painting, and it had like the woman, the man. It was like the world was on the back
Hmm.
of the woman, and there was a man in the picture and everything. But the world was on the back of the woman, because that's what we do. We carry the load. We've always carried the load. And so what we need to do is go back to that where I said take off that cape, stop carrying all the load, share it with other people. Whether back in the day we used to say it takes a village,
Yeah.
right? And they said it took a village. People learn that it took a village because you can't do it yourself. And whether that's you giving it to the kid or adult, what I call them, adult juveniles.
Yeah.
Remember, yeah. Whether you giving it to them, whether you using your neighbors, like the times are so different today, especially with like the internet and social media, and a lot of people don't even leave their houses, much less know their neighbors. So it's like when you find yourself in those situations, you have to find somebody that's going to be able to help you carry that load, and you have to split some of that.
So here go another job, y'all. Now I got to delegate.
That's right. Delegation is key.
Another job. I got to delegate now. It's bad enough you're living in my house and I'm part of the 68% that is overwhelmed and 40% of my finances go to you. Now I got to delegate.
Now you got to delegate.
Well, and I always say this, right? When we talk about, like, we get up here, we talk about, these can't be my kids, right? And we tell all these stories about what they're doing, and it's great, right? Because and I'm saying this because a lot of people, especially for us single mothers, it's like, oh, y'all don't know how to set boundaries. Y'all don't know how to do this and that. And there's no man in the house. And that's why you have all of these issues that you have going on. Not to say that it's not, but you're married and you have the same situation where it's just like, trying to set these boundaries, trying to delegate, trying to get them passed and pushed to the point where they don't need me. It's still a hard thing to do. So
that's because boundaries are hard for people. Boundaries are hard for people in life in general. So when you think about setting a boundary with your child, like somebody that you birthed, that you've bonded with forever through all these numbers of years, and now somebody's telling you to say no and say no regularly. And it's like, we know we should say no, but then there's that guilt. So it's like trying to deal with that.
Ooh,
and it's
mom
like,
guilt.
Yes, it's
mom
like,
guilt
so you
is
have
real.
you have to like set up yourself to say, I'm not going to feel guilty, one, and then let your kids know, let those adult children know, or adult kids, or whatever we're calling them, let them know that, like, me setting boundaries isn't a rejection for them, it's protection for me.
Yeah.
It's about my sanity, my well-being, my health, my care. And so we have to take that and remember, like, we can't just always be the everything. I mean, it's hard. Like, that's why we have this podcast, because I'm sitting here with you. I don't do it. I could talk through it all day. That's what happened when you work in HR. Like, you could explain it, anything, but can you do it though?
Yeah, and it just comes to a point, right? Because that mom guilt is real, right? But they're adults now, and we have to figure out a way to guide them. But they have to lead their own lives, and that is a hard point. And it's so crazy that they learned about mom guilt, and then they try to guilt us.
Oh, 100%.
Manipulate us.
100%. Look, in the HR world, we are no longer the project manager. We are now the consultant. And so we only set appointments, no walk-ins available. Just so when they call you, you be like, you need to set an appointment for when I'm ready to deal with your stuff, when I'm really ready in my piece. So I'm not just absorbing all their chaos. Now I'm setting some boundaries just to say, all right, your time is 9 to 10. I'm going to start blocking them. You call me from 9 to 10. You call me from this time. Or if y'all want to all call me together, you still only get an hour.
I like that.
So.
I like that. That's a good idea, because mine call me, either they start back to back. Whoever starts off first, then everybody else come along. Or they just do the group chat. I like that though. Yeah. You all get 1 hour, you get 60 1 hour. Minutes.
Yes, that's it.
But that's a part of rediscovering who we are outside of moms, because that's what the whole empty nester was supposed to be about. Your kids are gone. Now you get the opportunity to figure out who you are as a mom, what you like, what it is to do. But now we can't even do that because they're not really empty nesting.
Correct. They're not empty nest. You're not empty nested because they're still there. And that's something that's a really serious thought, right? Because a lot of people, their identity is just tied up into being that parent. I was watching Real Housewives of Salt Lake City last night. I'm a little behind on my episodes, anybody, so if y'all saw this already, sorry. But one of the moms on there was talking about how she can't wait for her youngest to move out, right? She was basically like, I'm so excited because I'm ready for this part of my life to be over, and so I can move on to the next part. But then, one of her friends on the other side was basically saying, I don't want my daughter to move out. I actually moved her boyfriend into the house with us because all I know is how to be her mother.
Yeah.
Like, she has no identity without that. And so when you've been parenting somebody for over 20 years, everything that you do is so wrapped up in
Right.
what they do. Like your friends are their friends' parents.
Yeah.
Your hobbies are the things that they like to do. They play sports, so you watch sports. They was cheerleading, and so you got pom poms. Like you do so much of that you forget what did I like before they came around? What did I want to do for me? What was my goal before I became that parent and started to parent these kids forever?
It felt like I was not a toddler, what grade school, and then I was a mama. That's how it feel. Like
You was like, I don't remember
I
no
don't
in
know. I don't
between.
remember no in between.
You like
right.
reading. I can tell you that. You used to like reading.
I mean, I still like reading, but now my reading is different. My reading is now centered around my children because I'm trying to figure. I'm reading Boundaries, trying to figure out how to create
It's a
boundaries.
great book, by the way, y'all. If you haven't read Boundaries, pick that one up.
And they got boundaries of parents,
Yeah,
marriages,
so
children,
good.
all that. But anyway, yeah. So you just get through that, right? And then it's just like, oh, okay. Then you find yourself like, well, maybe I get around other moms and have therapy and support. Go to therapy. You're talking about your kids, and you getting like, I'm getting this whole, okay, well, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. Da 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 da. And then you find, oh, you know what? Maybe I should get around a support group because believe it or not, this thing is so huge, but it's so private.
Yeah.
And we say that all the time.
And that's
right?
why we started this, right?
Right.
Part of this was, I mean, we were each other's support, but we knew we're not the only ones. Like, it's not just me and her to sitting here dealing with this whole, these can't be my kids scenarios where your kids are doing things that you're like, did I raise them or did I not raise them? Like, what was going on? Like,
Who raised you?
How did they come to this decision? Because I know they saw me doing something different. So you kind of, so we laugh a lot about it, but the reality is it's looking for that community. It's about building those support systems and being able to have these conversations with each other, just if nothing else, to get it off your chest, right? Because if you sitting at home by yourself, like just doing and all that, it's difficult.
Yeah,
It's difficult. Like
motherhood is lifelong.
It is. Oh my goodness. Say it.
It's
for those in the back.
Motherhood is lifelong,
Like,
right?
no.
And they tell us that, right? They say that parenting is lifelong, a motherhood is lifelong. They tell us this, right? But it really doesn't click
Until you
you in it. You like, oh my God, oh, this really ain't gonna end.
Nope.
Right? It's
Not for us.
Yeah, you're right.
It won't end for us. I mean, we are going to be, unless, God forbid something crazy were to happen, like a tsunami or something, then, maybe. But the reality is like, you're going to always have these kids for as long as you live. And, even if one or two of them happen to go, you're going to have some of them, for the most part. It's like you always going to have. So it doesn't end. So for your entire life, you a parent.
That means we're gonna have a podcast for the rest of our life.
It's like, yes, it's like the judge just sent down and said life sentence.
Yeah.
Right. So you think about like people get life sentences and we sitting there and we like, dang. And even in that, right? You think about a life sentence. Sometimes when people get life sentence, that'd be like 40 years. Or it'd be like it is like, right. So some people could get a life sentence and still get out of jail and still like live their lives or something. No, parenting is a real
your natural born
life sentence.
It's like when they be giving people.
Look, as I'm sitting here saying it, I feel bad for myself. Like, it's a life sentence. If somebody had told me beforehand, maybe I wouldn't have had kids. I don't know. I mean, I love my kids, but I don't know. I do tell people that I know, I'd be like, yeah, just think about it real hard before you go into it.
Yeah, because this not no easy task for real. Yeah. But we had a very interesting season. Again, if you have not watched any of the podcasts this season, please do, because we really talked about being triggered, tired, and trying anyway. Because what else can you do?
Oh, and if y'all have some ideas of what y'all want us to talk about next season, go ahead, give us some comments, give us some feedback, what you liked, what you didn't like. We took some of
They don't
that.
have no problem telling us what they didn't like.
I
That's
know.
for sure.
We took some of that feedback from season 1, of course, and we did some things. And so we have some ideas and thoughts for next season, but we definitely want to hear from y'all. If you have stories you want to share, whatever it is,
Yes.
we definitely want to hear from you. And, so make sure you like, follow, comment. If you want to look for the previous episodes, you can find them on YouTube, all the video episodes on YouTube.
And if there was one thing, even if it was just a little bit of thing, you hopped in for a second, you heard one thing that caught your attention, share with another mom. Because again, this
just leave it.
this is a lifelong thing. This is forever.
And we gonna be here for a lifelong. Like Karen said, I guess we're gonna be doing this podcast forever, because I'm gonna tell you, the kids don't stop doing stuff. The adult children will always continue to have some kind of shenanigans going on in their life. And so as long as they have them, then we will be here. So,
and as long as y'all decide to be part of the community,
we'll be here. That's right. That's right. We can't wait to come back. So we take a couple weeks off. I don't have the season 3 date yet, but we will definitely share that with y'all as soon as we know. And we can't wait to see y'all in season 3.
And thank you again.
Thanks
for
tuning in tonight. That's right.
Thank you for joining us tonight. And we will see y'all in a couple of weeks.
And
remember,
know what we say. These can't be my kids, but they are. All right,
Good night, y'all.
See you later.